Hello friends, and welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what's going to be happening the next time the two of you see one another. This is intended for little to no contact situations. However, if you feel drawn to one of these piles and that's not the case, please feel free to watch. But yeah, I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into what's going to happen the next time that you guys see one another, and we're going to first do an energetic check-in with these oracles here. How I've intended these cards to go is that the cards on this side are going to represent your person, and the cards on this side are meant to represent you. Obviously, if it feels flip-flopped or it sounds like both of you in both piles, take things as they resonate for you. If this does not sound like you or your person, I would suggest looking at another pile. And then the cards in the middle are going to represent the current energy between the two of you. After we get into these oracles, we're then going to pull tarot, and we're going to look into what's going to be happening, as well as how it is that you'll be showing up, as well as how your person will be showing up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move these down for a moment. Let's first look into the current energy between the two of you, and for that we have Divine Feminine, we have Healing Chaos, Fire and Rain, and we have number 43, Determination. Your person is currently showing up as the Trout, with the keyword being sparkle, and the Ostrich, with the keyword being perceptive or perception. And the number at the corner is number 21. Okay. And then you are currently showing up as the Dolphin, with the keyword being play. And we have the Black Swan. The phrase is see beyond the past, and the number is 23. Okay, so what is currently going on between you and your person? I feel like either this connection is currently in separation, but there's like a very specific reasoning behind that, or this connection is just being rekindled. Like the two of you may have been in no contact, or there could have been a lot of space that was taken between the two of you for quite some time. And it feels like now there are some reparations being made to this connection. And if this is a connection that is currently in no contact, Pile 1, I would say that the reason that there is no contact is because there is a need to focus on seeing like the self currently. And that could be from you or your person or both of you. I do feel like this connection may have been one that really never got its roots. Like it could have started very fiery, very passionately. You could have been very excited about this connection. And for whatever reason, it was put out, that flame was put out prematurely. I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry Pile 1. One of my candles was melting, and I wanted to stop it before it reach the cards. But anyway, I do think it's interesting that this wax is coming right towards this fire and rain. So we have this like hot, fiery energy again. And it's kind of further confirming to me that there is this rekindling coming on. There's this fire that was put out and it's being relighted. I think that there was a reason as to why the flame was put out so quickly. There was intention here to slow things down, and there was also a calling here to work on something within the self, to recognize what it is that you or your person is worthy of. There may have been some lack of self-worth here in the past, and this could have been something that was really preventing one or both of you from accepting the love that you deserve, or the care that you deserve, the connection that you deserve. And this connection is one that's kind of worth that. It's worth opening up to the idea that you could be worthy of and deserving of something so beautiful. And I think that could be really scary for a lot of you or your person. But regardless of what has happened with this determination card here, I get the feeling that neither one of you has given up on this connection. It feels like even though one or both of you may have turned your back on this connection, which I'm kind of seeing here with these animals both kind of turning their back, I do feel like this was always meant to be something that was temporary. And it could be that the two of you discussed it, but that doesn't have to be the case. I think also intuitively, you may have picked up on this, your person may have picked up on this, that there was something really special, really, really divinely orchestrated about this connection. And there was a detour, but it was always meant to cycle back. It was always meant to return back to the starting point for the two of you to continue on your journey together. When it comes to your person, so we have the ostrich and the trout. I feel very strongly like for the majority of you, pile one, it was your person who kind of took space, and it may very well have been perceived on your end as them not wanting to confront something, them being afraid, or them like very literally burying their head in the sand. But what I think is really important to note about the ostrich in general is that when the ostrich buries its head in the sand, it's not doing so to hide. It's not doing so to avoid. Their eggs are in the sand, and they bury their head in the sand in order to rotate their eggs. So I feel like there may have been miscommunication, or there may have been a misunderstanding of some kind that you had toward your person, of thinking that they were avoiding you, or of thinking that they did not want to give this connection either the closure or the attention that it deserved. But really, it feels more so like what was perceived as maybe abandonment was actually them needing to do certain things in order to be abundant, in order for the eggs that they had laid, the seeds that they have planted, in order for them to actually grow, in order for it to hatch, for something to come to it. And it was taking their attention. And I think that there was intention all along of returning to this. But I think that your person may have been lost in some capacity. Like they may have needed to work on something within themselves in order to see the shine that others see within them, in order to see the specialness that they have, the good things that they actually do have to offer. They needed to work on building something so they felt as though they did have something to offer another person. When it comes to how you're showing up in this connection, we have the dolphin and we have the black swan. I feel like with this black swan card, what this is telling me is that this may have been something that you took very personally at first. Like it may have felt like a rejection, or like you didn't feel like you were seen as good enough by this person, or they didn't see your worth. But the black swan eventually realizes their beauty, and eventually realizes the narrative that they're telling themselves is not the truth. And I get the feeling that like you've been working currently on moving away from feeling like whatever this person has done is something personal to you. And in that, you have begun to focus on your own joy. I see a lot of healing energy here, pile one. I feel like even though there may be a little bit of hurt here, you've come leaps and bounds when it comes to the amount of joy that is in your life, that you have welcomed in, that you have invited in. I feel like some of you may be going out of your comfort zone currently, in the name of happiness, joy, play, fun, socializing. But I think that you have not allowed life to stop simply because this connection has stopped. Like, life has moved on for you, and you're, honestly, from what I'm seeing, living your best life. There may be other things that you want, including this person, but when it comes to living your life to the fullest and being in the present moment, it feels like you've conquered this, pile 1. I think also if this person has returned, like if this is a connection that is being currently rekindled, you're also currently showing up as somebody who it wants to be somewhat open-minded. Like, you may not have laid all your cards out on the table yet, or you may not be wanting to hold a grudge. You're being open-minded. You're wanting to hear what this person has to say. You're wanting to see things for what they are, rather than perhaps what your ego is telling you or what your fear is telling you. But that's what I'm seeing. So if that resonates, if this sounds like you, your person, what's currently going on, let's go ahead and look into what will be going on the next time the two of you see one another. Okay, Spirit, we're looking into pile 1. What will happen the next time pile 1 sees their person? What is it that pile 1 needs to know when it comes to the next time they see their person? What is going to be happening between them and their person? Okay, so we have the Empress. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. What's going to be happening? And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. So the energy, the overall energy that I'm picking up on, and honestly, with the Empress coming out, having come out first, this is a card of giving birth. This is a card of fertility, of things coming into fruition. And even if we look at this flower, I'm not sure what kind of flower this is, but the petals look like they were once, before they bloomed, were once in the form of an egg, right? Like, they have this ivory color to them. They have the oval shape of what an egg would look like. And it's giving me the same message as before when it comes to your person burying their head in the sand in order to rotate the things that they're trying to bring into fruition. And I feel like this is letting me know that the next time the two of you see one another, this period where they're still working on things coming to fruition will be done. You're going to see the work that they've made in the real world, in who they are, how they're showing up, and what it is that they have accomplished for themselves. I sense that this energy is energy that is very stable. Like, when you see this person again, it's going to be with the intention of there being a groundedness, and perhaps even like a seriousness. Like, the two of you will be approaching this perhaps in a more serious way, especially if it resonated for you guys that this was a connection that had just gotten started, so there isn't a lot of history here. It may be that the two of you are going to be approaching this from a more serious perspective, from a more long-term perspective. I sense that there's going to be a white flag that's being waved. The two of you are both going to be wanting to find a way to come together and move forward rather than harbor resentment for the past. I think that if there's any confusion that you have had, pile 1, when it comes to whether or not your feelings are reciprocated, this is going to this is going to be an opportunity for there to be a lot of clarity for you. I sense that your person really wants you to know just how equal of a partnership this is, just how deeply their feelings are to you, just how much they want to give to you. Where in the past they feel like maybe they didn't feel as though they had anything to really offer. I feel like this next interaction is going to be one that brings you guys a lot of clarity. Okay, please clarify the Empress, Spirit. Why is the Empress here? What's going to be happening the next time they see one another? We have the Two of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here, Spirit? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Why is the Six of Swords here? We have the Star, and we have the Ten of Wands. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? We have the Four of Pentacles. And why is the Queen of Swords here? We have the King of Wands. And the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. I also have, actually, well, wait, I have more oracles, but let's just look at these cards first. This Two of Pentacles, the imagery that it's giving me is one in which the two of you are very much so aligned. Like, I feel like this connection, when the two of you get back together, when the two of you see one another again, is going to be one that is kind of being divinely orchestrated. I feel like it's something that is going to happen when all blockages and challenges are kind of dissipating, and it's going to be, it feels like the path to one another, the conversations that you're going to be having, those kinds of things are going to come very easily. Like, everything is going to flow. It's going to feel like the meeting is something that is meant to be, and it's been perfectly timed. I feel like the two of you are going to both have a lot of revelations to share with one another. I also feel as though even though there may still be some difficult feelings or some really powerful emotions going on, I feel like the two of you are going to have taken the time and the space that was needed in order to heal, whether or not that was healing past wounds or whether or not that's healing wounds from this connection. It feels like the two of you, when you see each other, are going to be in a place of having healed. And that brings a lot of stability. I think that, again, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like the two of you are going to be discussing something more long-term, more serious than you had in the past. And again, my candle is leaking wax. It feels like whatever was holding you or this person back in the past is going to be revealed. First of all, like, I think there's just going to be so much clarity here, but I think that this person in particular may be revealing a lot of the burdens that they were holding on to or needing to let go of, and it may have been something that they kept to themselves. It was something that was very private, and they want to open up to you about this, pile one. They want to open up to you about this, and with this discussion comes an opportunity for the air to be cleared. They want to lay everything out on the table. I think that There's not going to be any room for misinterpretation here. This is the energy of two people who are being vulnerable with themselves. There's going to be the opportunity for the both of you to be very vulnerable with one another, and I sense that both of you are going to be taking this. I think that you may very well be in this Queen of Swords energy, somebody who is trying to remain tactful, logical, not really act out of hurt feelings or emotions, whereas your person is going to be very much so pursuing you. Yeah, okay, I'm going to pause this one more time just to stop this wax again. Okay, I'm sorry again, pile one, but let's go ahead and get into your oracles. So these two oracles here are going to be indicative of how your person is going to be showing up the next time the two of you see one another. And for that, we have the frog with the keyword being harmony. We also have the mole with the keywords just trust, number 32. When it comes to how you're going to be showing up, we have the vulture with the keyword being immense growth. And we have the bumblebee with the keyword being passion. And then we also have new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. And we have supermoon. Emotions are running high. So with these two moon cards here, I feel like the next time you see one another, something is going to succeed. Something that the two of you have been working toward has the potential to be incredibly successful. I feel like both of you, by the end of this meeting, are going to be feeling as though you've accomplished and achieved what it was that you intended on accomplishing and achieving when the two of you met. I think that your person may be showing up in a state of just intuitively knowing, like not necessarily knowing knowing in a way that they can verbalize why they're there, or I wouldn't even say it's that. It feels like they're really, really wanting something, pile one. This person is really wanting to pursue you, and I see it with the frog. Even in the guidebook for the frog, it talks about the croaking that frogs make in order to call in a mate. And I feel like this is further confirming that this person really wants you. And at the same time, I feel like they may not necessarily have a plan. Like they don't want to come in and try to manipulate the situation. They're intending on coming in and doing what their highest self is calling them to do, doing what feels right, what feels natural. There's just an alignment here. This person is going to be in alignment with what it is that they want, and things are going to fall into place beautifully. I don't think that they're going to feel like they have to force anything. They trust that what it is that they want is something that is meant for them, and you are what it is that they want. And I sense that the same is for you, pile one. With Bumblebee here, there's so much passion, there's so much desire here, and I think that a lot of it may be passion for self, like passion for the changes that you have made, passion for the self-respect that you have carried for yourself. I think that this person will most definitely be seeing a change in you. And I think that this person has always seen your worth, pile one, but it may be that for some of you, you have not seen it. And by the time the two of you come together again, your person is going to see that you are standing in that self-worth knowingly. Like there's a shift here, a shift of power, where perhaps in the past you may have given that power to other people, how other people perceive you or what other people do when it comes to you, and that power has been taken back is what I'm sensing. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. I see something really successful and something really productive happening between the two of you, where you're both on the same page and clarity is given. But that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get some advice for you. What advice is there? Okay, so we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. What advice is there for pile 1? We have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Let's get one more. And we have peace. I am a being of love. I release all negative energy. I feel like what your guides are kind of encouraging is to, it's almost like they're applauding you. Like with this service card, I almost feel like what this message is saying is that, like, it's important to not take things personally, especially when it comes to this connection. This person cannot take away your value, your worth, your magic. It's your right. And I feel like your guides are kind of encouraging you to continue on this path of enjoying life, of finding the good things in life, of choosing paths that bring out joy in you. And with this comes the ability to kind of reunite with this person when the time is right. But yeah, thank you guys so much for giving me this chance to read for you today, pile 1. If you haven't done so already, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And hopefully I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile 2, and welcome to your reading on what is going to happen the next time you see one another. So we are going to be first looking into the current energies surrounding this connection, and the way I've decided to do this is the cards here are meant to represent your person, and the cards here are meant to represent you. This could be flip-flopped. If it doesn't sound like you or your person, it may not be your pile. I'd suggest picking another one. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, when it comes to the current energy surrounding this connection, we have bypass, cosmic journey, courage, and number 57, gentle penetration. And when it comes to how your person is currently showing up, we have number 31, magnetism through gratitude. And we have the red panda with the keyword being forthright. And for you and how you're currently showing up in this connection, we have number 42, transformation, number 29, breakthrough, and the fennec fox with the keyword being deflect. So what is going on between the two of you currently? It feels like this connection has gone through a shift recently. This connection it may very well be in the unknown. I sense that for a lot of you, this shift has to do with a separateness rather than the two of you coming together. And this is current energy, so this would be something that you're already aware of. With this cosmic journey card, I feel as though the two of you have, or at least one of you, has come to the realization that you or your person may be operating on survival mode. There may be some habits or some approaches that are being taken currently that are really not benefiting either one of you, and they're rooted in fear. They're rooted in perhaps having to use those skills, those survival skills at one point but they no longer are serving you. Like in the past, perhaps these survival skills were something that really were meant to help you get through whatever it was that you were getting through. But it feels like there is a need to change here, a time of transformation. And I'm really getting that this is coming on your end, most specifically, pile 2. I feel like you may have come to the realization recently, or you may have heard from this other person that perhaps you are not as emotionally available as you once perceived yourself. I get the feeling that you're having, and I feel like it's something that you're realizing within yourself, that your lizard brain, this image right here represents the lizard brain. Your lizard brain may be taking over to protect you when it no longer needs to. And I sense that your person may very well have not felt as though you were very present in this connection, or may have not felt like you were open to hearing what it was that they were trying to get through to you when it came to how they were feeling, or when it came to what it was that they were observing within you. I sense that there may have been a wall up within you, pile 2. But I also feel as though this is something that you're aware of. We have breakthrough and we have transformation. It's like there's this wisdom that you have been granted, and you're not just sitting on that wisdom. There's really profound changes happening here for you. And when it comes to your person, I feel like your person is currently showing up in an energy of not necessarily, I feel like they're not holding a grudge, or they're not looking at this connection or the past that the two of you share in a way that is negative, or in a way that is full of disappointment. This person has a lot of gratitude for what it is that they have gained, and what you have gifted them. And I feel like if there is any confusion, pile 2, on where this person stands, with the red panda being here and the keyword being forthright, I feel very strongly as though this person is being honest with you, is communicating honestly and open with you about what it is that they're going through, what it is that they're experiencing. So if this is something that has been concerning you, whether or not you can trust this person, this card here is indicating that yes, you can. And then for a select few of you, I would also say that, and this is like a super specific message, so I don't think it's going to resonate for all of you, but I feel as though your person may have caught the attention of another person or people, or perhaps that was something that was occurring in your relationship for quite a while, where you were noticing that people were very much so drawn to your person. And I feel like the reason why I think that for some of you, there may be somebody who has recently caught their attention is because we have these 3 cups here. And yet with the red panda being here, I feel as though this person has been very honest with you. Like this isn't something that you wouldn't know about. This person has been very honest with you about what has been happening. But I think that for a lot of you, like the more so than what I was just talking about with like another person, during this connection, you noticed that there was a lot of attention or attraction being placed on your person, and it could very well have been something that kind of pulled the two of you apart, or kind of put you in this state of fear. And from what I'm seeing here, it feels as though, even though it may have felt threatening, this person was dedicated to you, was honest with you. Yeah. So if that resonates, if this sounds like your pile, let's go ahead and look into what is going to happen the next time the two of you see one another. you, Spirit. We're looking into pile 2. What is going to happen between pile 2 and their person the next time they see one another? What is going to happen between pile 2 and their person? What's going to be going on between pile 2 and their person the next time they see one another? Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. And what is this card? This is Temperance. So we have the Ten of Cups and Temperance coming out as well. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. Okay, and then I've pulled more oracles, and this is going to be representative of how your person is going to be showing up the next time you see one another, as well as you, just so that we get a really good understanding of what's going to be going on. So for your person, we have number 17, Let Go, Bury, and the Goose, with the keyword being aggressive. And when it comes to you and how you will most likely be showing up, we have the Seeing Eye Dog, number 14, and the keyword is service. And we also have Goat, with the keyword being charm. We have New Moon in Gemini, communication is key. And we have Full Moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay, so what is going to be happening between the two of you most likely? Well, I definitely feel as though there is a chapter ending and a new chapter beginning. There's a fresh start happening here for the two of you, pile 2. I see it with the 2 pages. I see it with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Wands. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles. It feels like there is this this redo, a do-over that's going to be presented to the two of you. And I sense that there's going to be a lot of curiosity from both of you, like around what it is that you want, around what it is that you've been doing, around how it is that you're feeling currently. And I also feel like this is going to be a really beautiful opportunity for the both of you to kind of wave a white flag, let go of the things that have been holding you back, show one another that you've transformed, that they've transformed. It feels like this next time that you see one another is going to be an opportunity to heal and to bring things back into balance. It feels like there's going to be clarity given. It feels like there's definitely going to be a conversation where the two of you lay everything out on the table. And I think that the two of you are more than likely going to be coming up with some sort of plan for how you want to navigate what happens next. I feel like no stone is going to be left unturned. The two of you are really going to dive into some sort of conversation. I do feel as though your person is more than likely going to be first arriving in a very guarded state. I don't think that this person will know what it is that they can expect from you. And this could very well be because they feel very much hurt or abandoned, or they feel as though they've played this over in their head and they're not really sure what else could possibly come from this. I think that they're going to be very, very guarded at first. But I don't think that that's going to take long for it to dissipate, especially with you showing up as the Seeing Eye Dog. I feel like this person may be blinded. Their ego may be blinding them, their bruised ego or their broken heart may be blinding them to what is actually right in front of them, to what is happening between the two of you when you meet. And I feel like you're going to become this person's eyes. You're more than likely going to be the one that is leading this conversation. And it's going to be an eye-opening conversation. And with this is the opportunity for this person to see you in a brand new light, to see the ways in which you have transformed, to see the ways in which you can show up in a connection currently. And I think with this comes the ability to let bygones be bygones, this ability to let whatever version of you they have kept in their mind go, to allow you to be who you truly are, to let you be who you are and see it for what it is. Yeah. And I think that the two of you will come to some sort of decision that shifts from this connection shifting to separateness to this connection shifting to togetherness. There's unity here. But I do feel like it's something that is more than likely going to be taken very slowly. And not necessarily the conversation. I think everything's going to be laid out on the table, but the intention within that conversation that the two of you will more than likely come to is that this new chapter needs to be taken very slowly. There's no need to rush. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see. Let's get you some advice. I don't remember what deck I used for advice earlier, so we're just going to use this. I feel called to use it, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, Spirit. What is it that Pile 2's guides, ancestors want them to know? What is it that they need to hear right now? What advice is there, Spirit? Okay, so we have Treasure Island, number 9. What advice is there for Pile 2? And we have Mending. Okay. I feel like your guides are wanting you to know that, like, there is going to be an opportunity to mend this connection, to repair something that you may have felt was irreparably, oh my God, I can't talk today, broken. And when I look at this image, I see two people mending this banner, not just one. And I feel like your guides are wanting you to know that when the time arises, this won't be something where you have to jump through hoops. This is going to be something that is reciprocated in terms of desire. With Treasure Island here, the biggest message that's coming through is that if you want to have access to the treasure, so if you want to have this treasure chest full of gold, you're going to have to open up the treasure chest within yourself first. Like there's a message here of allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to recognize that you don't have all of the answers and you don't have control over every single thing. And yet at the same time, if you keep yourself closed off and locked up and you don't allow any sort of new approach, or you don't allow anyone in, you'll never even have the opportunity to see what's inside the treasure chest. And it feels like there's something really, really special here, Pile 2. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, Pile 2. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video today. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. And I hope that I will see you in another reading soon. Bye! Hi Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into what is going to be happening the next time you see your person. And how we're going to do it, how I've intended for this to work, is the cards on the left are meant to represent how your person is currently showing up. The cards on the right are meant to represent how you are currently showing up in this connection. We also have current energies between the two of you. If that sounds good, like if that sounds like your pile, then we'll get into the tarot. We'll be looking into what's going to happen the next time you see one another, as well as how each one of you will be showing up in the future. Yeah, and if these are flip-flopped, go ahead and take it how it resonates. If this doesn't sound like you and your person at all, it's probably because it's not your pile. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So when it comes to how your person is currently showing up in this connection, we have the capybara with the keyword being digest, and we have number 8, small steps, big accomplishments. And then when it comes to how you are currently showing up, we have number 13, the illusion. We have number 28, tame and attain. And we have hawk with the keyword being house. And then when it comes to the current energy between the two of you, you know what, I'm going to move these down. We have cosmic thread, success, a light, and we have number 22, grace and beauty. Okay, so what's currently going on between you and your person? I feel like this is a connection where things have kind of like fizzled out or dissipated in some capacity, and it's not having anything to do with there being hard feelings or something really triggering happening between the two of you. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like this is some sort of mutual decision that's been made, and it's come from a place of love. I feel like both of you are either currently in the process or are working towards some sort of leveling up within your own life. I feel like the two of you are focusing on your own goals. And I don't necessarily even know if I would say that it's because the both of you understand that these goals are more important than this connection. It feels more so like the more successful the two of you are separately, the more successful the two of you will be together. I feel like both of you are stepping into your power. There could be recognition happening here in some capacity for the successes that you have achieved. And despite this, despite both of you having your energies kind of focused elsewhere, the two of you are still deeply connected to one another. And I feel like both of you are really rooting for one another. Yeah, I feel like with your person, so your person is showing up in this energy of like slow and steady. So your person, I think, is really outcome focused currently, rather than wanting to do things very rapidly in order to have like a quick fix of something. It feels like this person is really paying attention to detail in their own life and what their goals are, and they're slowly and steadily making their way towards it. They're not trying to find shortcuts. I think that this is somebody who is definitely future oriented, and I would say that part of the future that they are orienting themselves around is the future of the connection that the two of you share. I feel that there's a lot of gratitude going on within your person for having met you, for perhaps having found inspiration because of you. There's a lot of different things coming through for why this person would be so grateful to have met you. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that the two of you are really complementary of each other. The two of you work very well together. This is something that feels like a soul connection. And this person is definitely in their heart space. This is somebody whose heart space is open. Yeah. And then when we come over here to you, it feels like you are also kind of in similar energy to your person, where there's this self-discipline. There's a lot of self-discipline going on here. There's a lot of harnessing your own power. There could be a little bit of discomfort on your end with the hawk here. It could be that like you feel more strongly like this could happen with the two of you together. The hawk is definitely representative of monogamy and stability and building a future together. And it could be that something has changed within your housing situation between the two of you. Or it could be that one of your main goals that you're currently working on is perhaps financial in order to buy a house in the future. But I feel like regardless of the discomfort that you may be feeling, you're able to see things clearly. And because you're able to see things clearly, you're able to act from a place of being disciplined within yourself. So if this sounds like you, and if this sounds like your person and the situation at hand, let's go ahead and get into the second portion of this reading, which is looking into what's going to be going on the next time the two of you see each other. Okay, Spirit, we're looking into pile 3 and their person. What is going to be happening between pile 3 and their person the next time they see one another? Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the Page of Cups. What's going to be happening? We have the Magician. Why is the 7 of Swords here? Please clarify the 7 of Swords. We have the Star. Why is the 8 of Wands here? We have the 9 of Swords. Okay, why is the Page of Cups here? We have, what is this? I'm gonna have to think. I think this is the Hierophant. This is the Hierophant. Okay, and then why is the Magician here? We have the 4 of Wands. Interesting. Bottom of the deck energy is the Devil. And then when it comes to how your person, I just needed to make sure that I had this in order, but how your person is going to be showing up the next time the two of you see one another, we have number 34, Metamorphosis. And we have the Vulture with the keyword being perish. And then just for further clarification on what's going to be happening, we have New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. For you, we have the Falcon with the keyword being cordial. And we have number 12, unanswered prayers. Okay. This is really, I really like how this has like kind of been laid out. Because I feel like the cards on this side are more representative of the energy that you're going to be bringing to this next interaction, whereas the cards on the left are indicative of your person, your person's actions. And what I'm sensing is that when the two of you meet, you're going to be in a place of complete alignment when it comes to the work that you've done, the things that you've set out to accomplish, like, and it's going to be obvious. It's not going to be something that you're going to have to like show off or really like try to like highlight or emphasize for this person. It's going to be very evident that you are truly living in alignment with your purpose, with your desires. Like there's, and it may not even be that you've actually like found that this has come into your 3D life. It may very well be that like you've just been practicing the art of manifesting, which is obviously what the Magician represents. But at the same time, with this art of manifesting, you're living in a place of believing that you already have it. And I think it's interesting that we have the Four of Wands because this represents home. The Falcon talks about how falcons can often come into other people's, like other birds' nests, and stay there, and nobody necessarily notices them, or like no other birds have a problem with it, simply because the falcon's not bothering anyone. But it has to do with home. So like I kind of wonder if like there has been a change in your living situation, if perhaps you're going to be kind of moving back in with this person, or you're going to have found a place within the time frame of when the two of you meet, where you're no longer in search of that. But I also feel like with this Falcon card here, this is also indicative of you not necessarily coming into this with the idea that there is going to be conflict. You're coming into this with an open mind, an open heart, and you have every intention of listening to your person and hearing them out, getting their perspective on things. And yeah, I think that there's also like a really strong intention here on your end of moving something along within your connection, either rekindling it in some way or wanting to move it on to the next level. It feels like you are going to be offering this person something. And yet at the same time, I feel like the only reason why this is probably going to be coming through is because how your person is showing up. It feels like your person has something that they really want to express to you. There's a really powerful message that's coming in about how they may not be doing as well as they had thought that they would be, in terms of making these goals happen without you, or like not having you around as much. It feels like there's been a wake-up call for your person, in which they feel like perhaps they were focusing on or prioritizing the wrong things. Perhaps they weren't being very honest with themselves, or they didn't have the capacity to even see the truth within themselves when it comes to what it is that they actually want. And this could be that there was just something that they truly needed to explore before they could come to this conclusion. And it feels like they've come to a conclusion, pile 3, and the conclusion is that what it was that they were hoping for is not necessarily all that it's cracked up to be. It feels like this person is going to be communicating with you the anxieties that they have been feeling, their fears perhaps around losing you, their fears perhaps around not accomplishing what it is that they set out to accomplish. And I feel like for some of you, there may even be this energy of them recognizing that something that they thought was going to really give them life turned out to be something that really needed to be laid to rest. And there's balance here. This person is coming into this interaction from a place of having found balance, of having allowed things to play out the way in which they needed to. And I think that I don't necessarily feel as though they're going to be showing up as this butterfly. I feel like they're going to be showing up very honest and vulnerable about where they're at emotionally, just in their own life, and where they're at when it comes to the work that they've done on themselves. And I sense that you will see, and they will share with you, that this process for them has only just begun, because now they know the truth of what it is that they're trying to transform. But I feel like this person wants to express to you how their priorities have shifted, because I feel as though you are becoming one of their priorities. And I see that with this new moon in Scorpio. So I think, first of all, Scorpio often represents death. And then we have this vulture here. So I feel like it's your person who is going to be needing to work through their fears in this next interaction. But there's opportunity here with this new moon here. There's an opportunity for something new. And I sense that if they are to be honest, and I think they know this, if they're honest about where they are, if they're honest about what their fears are, if they come from a place, if they speak to you from a place of vulnerability and from a place of their heart, it feels like you're going to be very much so open to what it is that they have to say, and very much so open to forging a new path. But I think that with this Devil card being the bottom of the deck energy, it's also really important to note that this energy, this shadowy energy that this person is realizing within themselves, these fears that they're finally ready to admit, are going to be where this person is coming from. It's not going to be something where this person has broken out of those chains quite yet. It's more of like they've woken up to it and now they're working on it. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. Okay, Spirit, what advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? Okay, so we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. And we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Bottom of the deck is peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. I get the feeling, and obviously take these as they resonate for you first and foremost, but for me, what I'm seeing, especially with this loneliness card, and then there's all these people around the world, and it's making it look like there's a wheel, and it's reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like what this is indicating, what your guides want you to know, is that this period of solitude isn't going to be for forever, for one, if that's what you're wanting. Like if you're wanting to restart something with this person, there's going to be an opportunity to do that. But another thing that's coming through is that this period of solitude is a period that is meant to bring about great change. There's a lot of things being started for you. A lot of things are getting pushed to start moving forward toward you. And I don't necessarily know if that could have happened if you hadn't taken this opportunity to give yourself some space. And I feel like one of the things coming through is that it's important to continue to focus on yourself, continue to focus on whatever it is, whatever goals that you have set out on, whatever it is that you have decided to set your sights on. It's important to continue to work on that. Don't let yourself down. And to also give yourself some grace. Like if there are times or moments where it doesn't necessarily feel like you're going to succeed, or it feels like you've made a really huge mistake, there's a message in here to give yourself some grace and to know that you can approach this from a serious place, but also from a lighthearted place. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to read for you. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel. And hopefully I will have another opportunity to read for you soon. Bye.